My name is Phil Goldstick. I grew up in Berwyn, Illinois. Was recruited for a scholarship to play football at the University of Illinois in 1949. I was a student and in the business school, and I had received a fabulous education. Graduated from the University of Illinois in 1953 with a degree in commerce and law. Went to law school and became a lawyer. From there I was an ROTC officer and served in the U.S. Army in the Ordnance Corps during the Korean War. Finished law school after the war and went out into the world, having been very well prepared by the University of Illinois and all my experiences at the university. I was elected to the board of the University of Illinois Foundation in 1991. I'm now a life member of that board. That's one of the ways that I and my family have been giving back since we were capable of doing that to the university for how they prepared me to go out in the world and be successful. When I was a student at the university, I met my wife, Beverly, and we were subsequently married on January 27, 1952, after the Rose Bowl game. While at the university, Hillel was an important aspect for Jewish life, and the director of Hillel was also the fencing coach, who was also Jewish. And I participated in Hillel activities. Although I was raised as a conservative Jew, I was always conscious of Jewish holidays, and one of which was Yom Kippur. And I had this experience while I was on the football team in 1950. One of our games was on a Saturday that happened to be Yom Kippur. And I told the coach that I wouldn't be able to play on that day because of the high holidays and Yom Kippur. And subsequently that affected me negatively with that coach. But I did play after that. The programs that Rabbi David has introduced and exemplified at the University of Illinois are outstanding in scope, in learning, in educating, and making the life of students at the university a greater experience than they ordinarily would have without the programs and the leadership and developing of the leadership of students at the university, and the inclusiveness of Judaism throughout the campus, the students, the administration, and the community, and doing it in such a way that diversity, rather than trying to convert non-Jews, is evident, which I really appreciated. So I think that the experience that these students, the administration, and communities are experiencing with the leadership of Rabbi David and Goldie is wonderful and outstanding, and making the experience so much greater for all students. I think my experience back in the 40s and 50s with Hillel was okay, and it was satisfactory. And I was in a Jewish fraternity, Tau Epsilon Phi. But today's activities are so much broader and so much more encompassing I think my Jewish life would have been much greater experience, a much greater experience of my Jewish life. And I think it would have been broader because I attend some of the Shabbos dinners on Friday night, and actually I've spoken to the group a number of times, and I see this wonderful group of kids who are so enthralled with the process and the experience. And I don't think it's just the food. I think it's an exhilarating activity that people won't forget. I first met Rabbi David and Goldie a number of years ago in connection with an experience that I knew firsthand about, where the grandson of very close friends of ours was attending as a freshman at the university and was active in the Chabad, and his mother, who was suffering from breast cancer, was deceased. And I saw how the rabbi immediately went to work to support this young man and the family on that terrible, terrible experience. Let me go back and just give you a little history. Being a graduate of the University of Illinois and having wanted to give back, there are different programs that I was very interested in when we were capable of supporting. First of all was athletics, which we were very strong in supporting. But we also gave the seed money for the first Jewish Studies program at the University of Illinois. Anyway, I was introduced to Rabbi David by Dr. Richard Herman, who was the chancellor at the University of Illinois. And I met Rabbi David and Goldie, and started to participate in some of the activities that they asked that I be involved in. After personally seeing how he handled the death of the mother of one of the Chabad students, I was utterly and completely impressed with the attention, loyalty, love and affection and support that he rendered under very, very difficult circumstances. And that was the beginning of our having a strong relationship with Rabbi David and Goldie. I think that I have been a major contact for him to meet the presidents, the chancellors, the deans, the athletic coaches, and people in the administration of the university, in addition to people that I know in the community, Jews and non-Jews alike. And the rabbi has done an outstanding job of bringing them into the Chabad idea and relationships and who they are and what they're about and how they contribute to the benefit of students at the university and college life. Okay, and I'm proud of the fact that because of the networking that both Richard Herman and I have done at the university, that Rabbi David is teaching a Talmud course in the law school. And I know that that is a very important and accepted class that has been very popular. Thank God. Well, we're members of the Loop Synagogue here in Chicago. But I'm in touch with Rabbi, and and we and my family have helped support financially, emotionally, and physically whenever we can. I would say I speak to him quite often, and I look to him as a person for advice. I look to him for a person of knowledge and thought, and I not only appreciate it, but I feel that I'm honored to be able to receive some of the information and insight that this man has provided, including on the marriage of my granddaughter coming up next month, where he has played a role in that experience for my granddaughter and for our family. Positive, very positive.